secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
Barbershop conversation, guys. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, man. I appreciate you guys coming through. Who we got in the building? Keno, Josh, Birdman, KB. I appreciate you. I appreciate you tagging me, man. Thank you, man. We're gonna build this dad life community, man. One post, one share at a time, dog. And I'm truly excited, man. And it definitely, what's up, Abdul? It definitely speaks to the conversation that we're gonna have tonight. And I know I'm probably gonna offend a lot of people, but it is what it is, man. And without further ado, the gentleman, Lincoln Curtis Gerald Hawthorne, ladies and gentlemen. Lincoln Curtis Gerald Hawthorne, ladies and gentlemen. Hawthorne. And yeah, man, I appreciate you guys coming through tonight. And I really didn't watch the Jake Paul stuff. I had it on, but I was watching. I didn't know. Appreciate you, dog. Put some socks on. I didn't know that the Lomachenko fight was on ESPN Plus. I'm sitting there waiting for it to come on ESPN because I'm out and I have YouTube TV. So I'm sitting waiting for it to come on, and I'm like, where is it? It didn't come to find out it's on I guess it was on ESPN Plus, so I had to do what I had to do. And Jake Paul, my computer couldn't hold two fights, so one was fast, one was slow, and it was what it was. I'll just say this. Jake Paul fight has more value than Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, or both things can be true, and or Steven Espinoza is tired of dealing with Al Heyman because there's no Al Heyman fights on the schedule, and I know they're coming back in January because they got a budget, and Steven Espinoza has responsibilities to take care of. But this second half of the year, it really hasn't been any PBC fighters. You know, it's been some Samson fighters, and this week, I think you got some Louis DeCoopers fighters. You know what I mean? Yeah, what they gonna do with Jake Paul? Hey, Jake Paul done took a front seat, man. Next fight gonna be in Florida or wherever the case may be. It ain't gonna be in a big market. It's gonna be in Cleveland, Florida, or Arizona. You know, they may even throw it out here in LA. I don't know, but they got something in Jake Paul, I believe. I don't know in terms of money. I don't know how talented he is. He's gonna go on the circus, and as long as we support it, then we're not going to get the real fights. And so it is what it is. I'm not mad at the man. Do what you need to do. But I'm going to tell y'all fight fans, y'all support the junk, you get junk. You know, you eat bullshit, you look like bullshit. You eat good, you feel good. You eat great, you look great. And that's where we are in boxing. And Jake Paul has found a niche because motherfuckers don't want to fight each other, or promoters don't want them to fight each other. And now we're at a conundrum where Ryan Garcia is literally begging for a fight, doing everything possible to get the fight. And my suggestion to them is Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia don't budge. Don't move. Don't budge. Be still. It is what it is. And don't take another fight. Tank, don't take another fight. Hopefully, y'all have enough money saved up to hold your water and force them to make the fight so y'all can fight each other. Because I'm going to tell you, Ryan, they're lying to you. I don't know about Ryan's situation. I do know about Tank's. They're lying to you, Tank. Okay? Whatever they're saying, they're lying to you. The reason why Abner Mares fought Labor Day is because they want Abner Mares. They want to cash out Abner Mares in L.A. with a name. And they feel they can get away with it because we a bunch of hoes. And Fred is a coon and anti-boxing and hates everything. And, but, the truth sounds like that. Now everybody got to kiss the ring. I got all my stepsons and sons out there. You know what I mean? And my illegitimate children, they got to kiss the ring now. Nah, daddy wasn't good for us. Then you wake up at 18 and realize dad was paying child support. Dad was protecting you from them bullies. Now y'all got to wake up and kiss the ring. And it feels so good. It feels so good because motherfuckers will, as Malachi say, believe a well-dressed up lie instead of the naked truth. And I've been telling y'all the naked truth. And you guys will say, oh, nah, Fred lying. Fred hates black men. Yeah, Fred hates black men. I know. My employee tax number doesn't say that. But y'all say it online. It ain't employing nobody. But yeah, man. Devin Haney, I'm real impressed. And you guys come in and let me know how you feel before we switch subjects. Or we can go anywhere we want with this. But I'm real impressed with how Devin is carrying himself. I'm real impressed. I didn't like the outfit he had on. I mean, I don't think that. Oh, it was Halloween. Oh, it was Halloween. Duh. Okay, now I get it. It just hit me right now. I'm stupid. It was Halloween, so I guess that was his Halloween costume. I guess I don't know, but he should have came as I don't know, but he should have. I don't know. It was good, I guess. I don't know. Now that I get it, I guess it's good. I'm gonna just say, Devin, be careful with all that jewelry around you. They're gonna set your ass up. Trust me. Your security guard, your security team makes more money setting you up than they do protecting you. All right, I'm just gonna say that. And be careful. I thought you had too much. I thought you had a lot of jewelry. God damn, millions of dollars of jewelry on. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I think he's carrying himself well. I'm glad that he went to the fight. See, a lot of these fighters got egos and shit. I ain't going to the fight. He ignored me. He ain't shit. He ain't this. Well, hopefully he stayed over. Hopefully he didn't fly back to Vegas. And hopefully he does Stephen A. Smith's show and talk boxing because Stephen A. Smith is fed up with boxing. So hopefully he stayed in New York and drove up to Connecticut, 90 miles to Connecticut, and go in studio and do Max Kellerman, Stephen A., all of them. Do all of them. You know what I'm saying? And I think that'll be a great look. Do the Breakfast Club. What else they got in New York? Hot 97, Sway. Do all that. Do whatever you can. You know what I mean? Because it's that important. That I wasn't stuttering. I was saying that. I was putting emphasis on that. All right. And I think it's just incredibly, incredibly important. His views did over 900,000. And I think that was just fatigue. People didn't want to. Boxing fans really didn't want to see that fight again, and I can respect that because Devin dominated. Adrian, the problem Broner is in the house. Yeah, Spence budget definitely got spent on Jake Paul for sure. And oh, they're gonna tell him something different. Oh, Spence, we had that made. Well, if it's October 29th, I don't see no president of any network scheduling a pay-per-view 3 weeks after or before. You get what I'm saying? I don't on the same network. I can see it on a different network, competitors and all that, but not on the same network. So yeah, man, we have a log jam at 135. Bob Arum is sitting, and he has control. You know, I remember when PBC had control of 126 and they didn't make the fights. They didn't want Gary Russell to run through their 126 pounders. And we're going to see what they do at Lomachenko. See if Bob feels the same way about Shakur as Al felt about Gary Russell. Because you know it's fucked up, KB. Hell, you know it's fucked up, right? You know it's genuinely fucked up. And yeah, man, I think it's incredibly important that we apply this pressure. It's important that we apply this pressure and we get what we're supposed to get out of this goddamn sport because we're paying for it. Don't listen to these fighters and these promoters. If no fans show up, they don't get no check. You know what I'm saying? So don't let them fool you. Don't listen to Leonard Ellaby and his tweets like he's the most important man in the world. You know, he has a big ego, you know, as it pertains to, well, we did the most money. No, stupid. You're supposed to be thanking the fans, man. Thanks to the fans, we put on the biggest show in sports history. Not Floyd did it. Thanks to the fans supporting Floyd. So you got to word it different. You got to be a real politician when people were spending the expository income on supporting your ass. You know what I mean? So even if you don't mean it, you know, you got to pretend, you got to fake it, big dog. You know, he's turning a lot of boxing fans off with this love for money. And I think it's starting to show. I think PBC is like they're 5 feet in a 6 foot pool. So they jumping up for oxygen. They jumping up. They get just enough oxygen, you know, to survive. But I think they're in trouble because they're not making the fights. They have more than enough talent. I would rather be complaining about the matchmaking than not fighting. But y'all say Al is a great businessman, but he might have bit off more than he could chew. I truly think he didn't understand what stronghold the networks and Bob Arum has on boxing. He thought he can just loop around and get everything he desired, but it's really not that easy, you know, on the outside looking in, you know. So my TV isn't working. I don't know why my TV isn't working. So I'm looking at the game on my what happened? Anyway, the Packers aren't going to win, so it don't matter. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to the promotion of this fight. And I'm going to say this. And I'm going to say this to my black brothers. If you make this about race, it will hurt Devin Haney. And the reason why I say that is you want him, you already have Devin. He's already a supporter of the LDBC, new media. We don't need to make this about race. We don't need to eat the same meal every night. Okay, let Devin go off and be the world champion. Don't make this about Paulie's comments. Lomachenko ain't racist. Lomachenko just aspires to be the best fighter in the world. He has a lot of pride. He has an ego, just like every man in this shop. And I think it should be about that because Devin shouldn't have to carry the weight of slavery into this ring. He already is. He already is. He's black in America, and there are some systemic problems that we have here in America. But I think we should just say Devin's fucking better. Don't make this guy Paulie Malignaggi the focus of this fight. Nah. Devin said what he said. He's not going to repeat it again because he knows the pressures and the financial stipulations that come with that. You know, when you fighting on a white boys network and you doing this, you doing that, they gonna have a phone. They gonna call you, and that's just the reality of it. You know, so Devin is good enough. I actually have it now. A 60-40 fight. I have this fight, a 60-40 fight now. I saw Lomachenko. And two, what I am going to say is this. You can't say Lomachenko was too old. He done slowed down, because Lomachenko's management and top rank made a business decision. When Devin Haney was ranked number 1, I repeat, when Devin Haney was ranked number 1, they went in a different direction, and they finally got trapped in the corner. Yeah, I saw it. I mean, I didn't watch it, but I saw it on my mentions. I didn't watch it, but appreciate you, Birdman. Maybe I should watch it. But anyways, but if you mention Devin's name, Mr. Haney's gonna pop up for sure, for sure. I can guarantee you that. And so you can't use age. Devin was born with that size. There's nothing you can do. See, Lomachenko's advantage got to be in the ring, because Devin's disadvantage is outside the ring. So Devin Haney has to squeeze into 135. He has to squeeze into those tight 135 ass jeans. You know what I mean? Like Adrian Broner do. You know what I mean? And make weight. It's challenging for him to make weight. You know what you got to do, Lomachenko? No, I'm not even gonna say it. But that's a big fight for boxing. Honestly, if they announce that fight within the next 21 days, I'm cool. I can look forward to that fight, because I know PBC only has one fight. That's Andy Ruiz and Deontay Wilder. So I know that fight has to get made. So I'm pretty comfortable there. What else we have? They say Jamel Charlo's fighting Tim Tszyu in January. So I'm pretty comfortable there. So we got 3 fights the first quarter of next year, which is pretty good. You know, you got the return of Adrian Broner in February. And Earl Spence announced today that he's coming back of sorts. I wonder who he's fighting. I don't have to worry about it. Somebody text me who Adrian Broner's fight. I mean, who Earl Spence's fight. I know we listening out here. I know some of my sources. Let me know who Earl Spence is fighting. Text me, and I'll let you guys know. Paulie and Bill had a talk live, man to man there. Bill had to remind him who helped save his face. He saved his life in the Broner fiasco. I took your belt and your bitch, you know. So it is what it is, man. That's boxing. Yeah, Paulie's mouth can get him in a lot of trouble. And truth be told, Paulie is good for boxing, y'all. All right. Has he said some racist things? Absolutely. But he's good for boxing. You know, he dares to go against the main line. You know, I remember when he was anti Al Heyman until Al Heyman gave him a check. So Al gave him a check against Danny Garcia, a fight he didn't deserve. You know what I'm saying? So, and but appreciate you, Ray. Loma looked unbeatable. Interesting. Loma's good now. Loma's good. And I got to watch it. I had a little screen, so maybe I need to go back and rewatch it. But Loma's still good. He probably only he looked, if the Asian guy was him at 100, Nakatani, I like the Nakatani fight. I thought Loma looked exceptional in the Nakatani fight. If that's 100, I would say I don't even know what happened to Joe. Did JoJo Diaz win or lose? Hopefully. I want him to win because that makes Devin's resume stronger. Did he win? Did JoJo win, lose, draw, knockdown, knockout, TKO, unanimous decision, split decision, majority decision? Yeah, he lost about, I say he's about 91% of that Nakatani. So he lost. JoJo got his ass beat. Get the fuck out of here. Wow. But JoJo's on some bullshit, man. He don't love boxing no more. One fight he's fighting at 130, the next fight 135, and that fight is at 140. So he don't love boxing. He doesn't love boxing. Man, he was I seen JoJo do some amazing things in the ring, and I thought highly of him. He lost 10 rounds to 2. Shit. That's a Cepeda guy, ain't no joke. Okay, good. Maybe I'll get a chance to see him fight. Yeah. JoJo Diaz got to go to 135 and get in shape and fight. It's simply that. It's no more, no less. You know? So yeah. So I like that fight. I think we got a good first quarter of the schedule based off of what's being advertised. I think Tank and does anybody want to beam in? We could beam in before we change subjects. I know people got a lot to say about this because I don't think we're going back once we talk about Blue Blood and all that shit. But yeah, feel free to beam in if you like. And we'll move forward from there. But I Devin couldn't crack an egg and duck. He didn't duck Loma. Get the fuck out of here. There's nothing about Devin that says duck. And although I didn't agree with them going to top rank, they ultimately pursued those 4 belts.
Wide open.
What's up, E?
What's going on, Fred? Fred, I just want to ask, do you know, like, serious question, do you know if they ended up giving away tickets for the Jake Paul fight?
They had to.
No, I was honestly looking at, I kept looking throughout the day yesterday. I mean, I saw that some tickets sold, but I mean, it just looked like too much of a quantity to move out too quick.
Mm-hmm. They said it was 14,000 people there.
It looked packed. No, that's what I was saying. It was packed for sure. It was definitely packed, but I was like, man, there was just no movement on the tickets for that thing to be packed like that.
Yeah, it may have been the secondary market, but I'm sure they gave away some tickets for sure.
No, and then on the Lomachenko, I honestly thought he didn't look good at all, bro.
You didn't? Tell me why.
I didn't think he looked good. I feel like he looked slow. I mean, I feel like the rust. I mean, it's like you said, I definitely don't think it was 91%. I feel like he's way, way better than what he showed. But I definitely feel that Devin is definitely the favorite now. He looked vulnerable.
And it's going to be close, too. So it's going to be
good. Devin's quick. I mean, Ortiz is good, bro. Ortiz is a good fighter, but Devin's a lot quicker, stronger. I mean, he's got a better jab. And I feel like he's going to give Loma, like Ortiz said it best, Loma's a slow starter. And Ortiz sparred. That was something that was also, he said that he sparred with Loma for like 5 or 6 weeks for his Comey fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they knew each other. So I mean, I honestly thought Ortiz, he looked good. I definitely didn't think it was a wide margin, but I didn't think he looked bad. And then the one that honestly shocked me was the Duke Reagan.
He lost?
No, but he struggled for sure. I mean, he definitely was a step up because he fought Louis LeBron. And I mean, I only know that because he fought another guy named Henry LeBron. Mm-hmm. So that's how I know that guy. But I mean, that guy was good. Like, Louis LeBron was no joke. But I mean, man, Duke Reagan, he was getting hit with some really, really, really good shots. Like, he was getting touched. I think
54?
I don't think he was.
What weight did he fight at, Duke Reagan?
It's a great question, bro. I'm assuming 140, 147.
They'll put it in the chat.
But yeah, but honestly, that top rank card was actually, I mean, obviously it wasn't like competitive fights, but I mean, it was just good fights for the kids to get step ups. I mean, every single one of those fights was a step up fight for those kids, and everyone pretty much looked good besides Duke Reagan. Like
Who was on the card?
It was
I missed everything. I literally missed everything.
Good card. It was Tiger Johnson.
Oh, he fights at 126.
Troy Eyes, who Kyle likes. Ali Wash, he looked good.
Did he?
He looked good. You could definitely see he's getting a lot better. I mean, I don't know if he'll be a champion, but you could definitely see that he's exciting. And then the one that's also super exciting is Richie Torres.
Oh, the heavyweight he fought?
Yeah, they're putting him. I mean, he was on the main card. So I mean, that was like his second fight in 2 months. It's like what I was saying. Like, bro, how are these people defending Al Heyman when these guys top rank are fighting 2 times in 2 months? They're putting them out. These guys aren't like, it's like at PBC. These guys are barely getting touched. Then they gotta wait 8 months to get in the ring. But here at Top Rank, they're going in the. They'll get him in the ring next week if they could.
Now you're right.
I mean, and they're loaded cards too. Loaded. I mean, loaded with the start, like the prospect names, not like opponent wise, but it's that like you're there's a reason to tune in. It's not like the PBC cards where you're watching some random guy that they just pulled off the street from Mexico to get in the card that they wanted to pay him $50,000.
Right.
I mean, at least it's guys that that are gonna end up being in the division and gonna be in good fights.
No, let me bring in Rashid. What's up, Mr. Hill?
What's up, Fred? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Yeah, I checked out the Lomachenko fight. I mean, I think the scorecards, the last scorecard was kind of biased. I almost saw it like a tie, to be honest, man.
For real.
Because that guy was cooking him, man.
Yeah, he was touching him.
I mean, like, I think with Hayes, length and athleticism, it's going to give him a problem because what happened to all this Matrix stuff? You know what I'm saying?
It was ring rust, but I mean, I definitely get what you're saying. Like, he didn't look the same.
But when they talk about Lomachenko, it's like he's, the next Ali.
No, for real. That's how they were hyping him up on Instagram all week.
No, I'm talking about since, he came out, since the start of his career, he's like, this guy he's next level, but it's like, I mean, his arm's too short. He's like a T-Rex. Arms too short. And I never seen a undisputed champion come to the other guy's fight. It's just, I mean, everything going on and the way the world is going right now, it's just funny. It's like he still gotta like bow down to the, you know what I'm saying, to the other man. Not to make it a race thing, but it's just like Bob Arum coded what he do, man. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta tip your hat. You gotta tip your hat to him because it's like I just don't see how he's that good.
Right. If I can also.
Yeah, go ahead.
You hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just looking up Lomachenko's box rank. To me, it's also concerning because on the Lopez fight, it was a long layoff on that fight. And when he came in and fought Nakatani, he destroyed Nakatani. Destroyed him completely. Like, and to me, I think Ortiz is a better fighter than Nakatani, and he didn't look as good. And I don't know if it was a similar layoff. I can check, but I mean, that to me, that's kind of concerning. Where I feel like Ortiz is a younger fighter, better fighter, and he kind of struggled with him. It's kind of like a foreshadowing of what's going to happen with Devin, I think.
Modern King, what's up?
What's good? How you doing today? Barbershop conversation with Reggie on. With Red Hawthorne. I just came in to say what's up, man. Yeah, man. That was a good fight. I just really came in to see if like you would unblock me. But I like the undercard more. But that fight was decent. I just wanted you to unblock me, really, Fred. I just came in for that because I like to talk in the comments. You know that, man. I know it's been like 3 years, but that's just me reaching out to you because I apologize to you I apologized to you like last week. So
Okay.
I enjoy your content, and I'll go back in the chat if you unblock me whenever you get a chance. Like you don't got to do it right away or nothing. But I'm just saying.
Gotcha.
All right. Peace. Shout out to the panel.
All right. So Loma looked old.
I think he looked old.
I mean, he looked like a regular dude. I mean, if Ortiz had a little bit more stamina.
Oh, he got tired? See, I couldn't see all that shit.
He got tired. I mean, the first half of the fight, Ortiz was looking like world class. I'm talking about he was toying with him. I mean, you could just see it's like, well, you could just see like one guy is faster than the other. I don't know, maybe that's just how Loma, you know, he's downloading your skill, but it was a difference to me. I mean, of course, you know, Loma gonna get denied from the judges because, you know, it's a top ranked card, but I thought it was a tie. I mean, it could have, you know what I'm saying? I didn't think it was a, you know what I'm saying? I was just surprised on that score.
It was 117, 111, and I guess 116, 112, 115, 113, correct?
Yeah, it was a way closer fight.
Gotcha. Yeah. I don't know. I can't judge it, you know. But I did see the CompuBox. It was basically dead even, right?
I mean, I feel like regardless of how it went, they would have gave Loma the win.
Yeah, right. And you knew that.
I mean,
do that shit.
I mean, like, unless it was like obviously like I mean, I don't think Bob is like that crooked where like he'll do like the Michael Fox, like some crazy 12-0, just Loma won. But like I don't think it'll be like that. But like if the fight's like pretty close or like kind of like obviously they're gonna give it to Loma.
Yeah, I better stop acting brand new. You know what I mean? Like Loma wasn't gonna win that fight.
Yeah,
he could have won it. There's a chance he couldn't have won if he would have actually been old. Like if he would have ended up looking like Jamel Herring against Ortiz, then sure lost to him.
He looked bigger though. Ortiz looked bigger than him, like stronger physically.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a specimen. So it's like if Ortiz could do that to Loma, what you think Shakur gonna do to him if they fight?
No, we already know what that's gonna be.
Nah, Shakur is a problem, dog.
I mean, like to me, Shakur is the best out of all the young dogs.
I agree.
If he could keep his head on straight,
skill set wise, I would agree. Skill set wise, he's definitely lightweight. Devin making a mockery of it. Lightweight or heavyweight. Oh, he wore big clothes, man.
I honestly didn't even notice that. Honestly,
I'm looking at him now, so he looked bigger than what he normally do.
But I got a question. Do you think Devin got to break ties from his dad to really be his own man?
I think he does well. I think that Devin is. I really ain't seen no ripple them publicly.
It's not a ripple. It's just you gotta man up and get a new set of eyes.
Oh, you talking about trainer? As a trainer or as a mouthpiece?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
I think they need a permanent trainer. I would suggest a permanent trainer because I know they go from trainer to trainer each fight, you know, or once every 2 fights or something like that. But I would say interview for a permanent trainer, you know, someone to be his second as opposed to going around, you know. That's what I would say. But shit, they undefeated. What, they 28, 29, 30-0, something like that? Shit. I mean, fuck. Like, that's damn good. Youngest.
Yeah.
Everybody's barking.
You know? I mean, the results say they doing a hell of a job. You know, but there is going to come a point where you're going to have to keep on adding. And I don't know if they've reached their apex yet. I haven't been in the gym with them in 4 years, 5 years. So I'm not there every day. And and their God made them different than what's the guy's name they beat? The white boy. What's his name?
Oh man.
Hey, what's his name, dog? Cambosis.
Yeah.
We done forgot about him already. But yeah. I mean, he looked. I mean, Cambosis had nothing for him. So and it was a perfect storm, and I think he did a hell of a job. But until I see a kink, I say no. But I do believe you need a permanent second. I would suggest that, as opposed to having a different second every other fight.
I mean, like it's gonna be a point where he's gonna need a trainer. I mean, I'm not dogging Bill because it's working, but I'm saying, all the greats had to eventually leave their pops and make it, business.
As of right now, I say no. What's up, Drew? As of right now, I say no.
What you were saying, brother, about Devin being his own man, he already is, because unlike the other trainers' fathers, Bill's been paid before Devin got on. Bill was a successful businessman before Devin even became a boxer. Unlike the other fathers who financial well-being is tied to their sons' fighting careers.
You want to respond? Go ahead, Rashid.
I mean, I understand it, but I'm just saying, eventually, once Devin start taking these more dangerous fights, he's gonna need a more seasoned set of eyes.
Well, I agree there. The real trainers are the ones that have champions that you never heard of. Like that's why Emmanuel Stewart was so great. He had a bunch of different fighters. Those are he's gonna need someone like that.
Someone like who?
Like an Emmanuel Stewart type that just lives in the gym. You know what I mean?
I understand, but I mean, who are the great trainers? I mean, because this, to me, man, I mean, it's good trainers, but it seemed like it's kind of like these trainers are kind of scarce, and it seems like there's a lot of charlatans out there.
No, there's a lot of good trainers. Like look at Manny Robles. He gets a lot of good work out of his guys. Buddy McGurk's doing great with Johnny Beck, and look what he's done with Callum Smith at 175. There's trainers out there. It's just the train. Like I've been around the gyms a little bit. Some of the guys don't want to work like the way the trainers want to. So, but Devin's fine right now. He's fine right now. There's nothing, you haven't seen him in a fight where it requires for him to have another set of eyes yet.
I agree, but I just feel like for him to take that, you know what I'm saying, the next step, because I mean he's there, but it's just I don't know, man. Just boxing just kind of real. It's a lot of divas, man.
We'll see the next step at 140 because Devin's not at his physical best at 135. When he steps up to 140 and doesn't have to cut that weight, and he's fully hydrated, the whole week of the fight week at 140, we'll see where he's at. We'll see a more polished Devin, I think.
I think Devin's getting better with time, but the problem is going to be you can't judge how good he is until he fights the top guys. But the problem is the top guys have been having their trainer forever. So when adjustments need to be made and you have yet to establish a full-time trainer, man, that's detrimental. Look, just think about what we're saying here. So imagine Michael Jordan going to the finals without a good coach. Michael Jordan is synonymous with Phil Jackson. Kobe Bryant is synonymous with Phil Jackson. Like Emmanuel Stewart is synonymous with Thomas Hearns, right? Like you got to have a guy that you can trust and the guy trusts you to pull off everything he's trained you to do. This guy has his life in his hands. I know his dad is his manager, but his dad is not his trainer. You can't just switch those guys out all the time.
I just don't want it to be another Kenny Porter situation.
I don't think his dad is like Kenny Porter. It's a different.
No, his dad's not. Like I was saying, his dad's nothing like that.
I'm not saying their temperaments the same. I'm saying Sean Porter could have went further in his career if he had another trainer.
I understand what you're saying, and I'm saying what you're saying. He needs a permanent trainer. He needs a permanent trainer that can get everything out of him that he can get out of him. He's 23. I mean, there's no reason a top flight fighter should be having
23.
He's the youngest out of the bunch.
Right, he's the youngest out of the bunch. But Fred,
23, man, give that man a round of applause.
But Fred, there's no reason a top flight fighter like that shouldn't have a top flight trainer, so to speak.
It just hit me. That kid.
Roger. I mean, Floyd had Roger and his dad, right? Between those two guys that fought all the time, and then he had Jeff too. If Jeff was hanging around the gym, so like he had a wealth of knowledge and experience. Bill Haney is a great manager. It seems like to me, that's what he's doing. He's a great manager. But as far as being a trainer, that's two different things. That's like asking Nassim Richardson, God bless his soul, to be a manager when he's great as a trainer. Yeah, everybody has a role. For some reason in today's day and age, everybody don't want to deal with roles. You got a role. Just play your role. I just want him to have the best opportunity to reach his pinnacle.
We got L in here. What's up, L?
What up, Freddie? What's up, everybody, man? I'm listening in, man, and I'm gonna say I totally disagree with that assessment about Bill Haney. And I say it for the reason that I'm glad somebody pointed out the man's age. He's 23 years old.
Damn.
I'm gonna say it again, like I mentioned before, and Freddie will tell y'all this. The first time I seen he was 18 years old. What was he, 18?
Oh, that's the last time I saw him in the gym when we were there. So it's 5 years.
That was when we was.
So it's 5 years.
He was 18. He was 18 years. He was 18 years old when I first seen that kid. When I first seen his conviction, the way in which he took his training, it brought to my mind something that Marvin Hagler said. He said, you got to play this game like a man, but you got to love it like a child. I seen that in his eyes at 18 years old. I've never seen a man train the way in which he trained. And he was just doing regular. It wasn't no blowout training. I just seen his conviction. And I said, this kid's special right here. I told Fred, did I not say that kid was going to go far in the game, Freddie? Did I say that?
You did.
I said, this kid is going to go far. And Freddie said, he got a chance, but he got to see it. I said, no, I'll put my money on him right now because I can see it in him. He got that look. And you know why he got that? You know why he got that conviction? Bar none. It's the relationship his father got with him. Bill Haney deserved all the credit.
He's definitely an asset for sure.
He's the greatest asset to him.
Absolutely, he's the father.
How can we try to negate the impact that he's had on his son's life and his career?
I respect that.
I respect that, yo. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying.
Watch this though. Watch this, and I'm gonna tell y'all something that a lot of people don't know about the boxing game. See, a lot of these trainers get all these accolades for being great trainers, and yeah, he's a great trainer. But I'm gonna tell you somebody who don't get who don't get credit a lot of time in the game. See, we know the Emmanuel Stewarts, we know the Nassim Richardson. Nassim Richardson was a hell of a trainer. We know the big name trainers. Ali trainer. What was his name? Angelo Dundee. But I'm gonna tell you who don't get a lot of credit. The amateur coaches that brought these kids up through the ranking and built them. Soon as they go with a promoter, they get with a guy who worked for the fit, who worked for the outfit.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yep.
He go a ready-made talent. Man, when you got a kid that's been built like that, you give me right now. You give me Shakur Stevenson, you give me all them guys, they're not losing. I'd be a fucking fool to have any of them kids, one of them young men under my tutelage to lose. It's impossible. They already great fighters. Only thing I'm doing is giving them little trinkets a game here and there, teaching them how to stay sharp. I'm not really just I'm giving them friendly reminders because they've been already built. Like Emmanuel Stewart, great trainer, but Emmanuel Stewart got a lot of guys that was already ready made by other trainers. I'm gonna be honest with you. Emmanuel Stewart's a great trainer, but he got a lot of people that was out. Let's keep it real. He got a lot of cats that was already. They was one fight away from a championship. There was one fight away from a title. He got him and they said, hey man, work with this guy for 3 months. We're gonna get him a tune up. Let us know if he's ready for a championship fight. This is how it really goes. Bill Haney deserved all the credit for Devin Haney being in the position that he in.
Facts.
He know exactly what the fuck he doing. See, Bill Haney, like I'm gonna tell you what I do when I train cats. When I train kids that got fathers, I tell their fathers, look, man, I want you to be with me every step of the way while I train your kids, especially when they say, I want my kid to fight. I tell them for these 2 reasons. For one, I know if I build your kid up, eventually you're going to step in and say, I got him now. And I don't got a problem with that. So we about to eliminate that happening right now. Look, I want you to learn from what I'm doing so you can train your son. You know why? Because he's going to go harder for you than he'll ever go for me. That's your blood. That's your flesh and blood. That's your son. So what Bill Haney's doing, Bill Haney done learned the game from all these good guys he's been around, and he has a fighting brain. He has a fighting mind.
Sure.
You got very few people that never fought that has a fighting brain, that understands the nature of the fighting game and knows how to take the control and control a guy from the corner. Never had no fights. It's a very few people that do that. And because of Bill Haney's life experiences, he's able to do that. Because he's a student of the game, he's been with his son the whole way up. Man, that's a great combination. Kenny Porter was a great combination. His attitude, his character wasn't the best. But shit, look what he built in his son. Same thing with Shane Mosley, daddy. See, it's crazy how the media, they try to dish out this narrative that, oh man, those guys, they need to branch off from their fathers. Yeah, so y'all can rape them. That's what y'all want to do. See, that father is like a hedge of protection.
It is.
But see, L, we didn't say not to have him as his manager. That's not what we said, bro. If he's still his manager,
he's done wrong as a trainer, though. He's done great as a trainer. He hasn't made no, like Fred said.
No, that's not what we said, L.
That's not even what we're saying.
Oh, bro, this is what we saying. What we saying is this: we understand you're a trainer. We understand what you're saying as far as those relationships, and I understand fully what you're saying. Shane Mosley, Jack Mosley, Zab Judah, Yoel Judah, Roger, Floyd, and Floyd. But what I'm saying is that there's been a musical chairs of trainer for this kid, and he's 23, right? All I'm saying is that when he goes in the battle, and if Bill is not going to be the real trainer, he needs a stand-up guy that's going to be his trainer every time. Because I don't think Bill is his real trainer. He's his manager.
I'm going to tell you from what I've seen personally, Devin Haney go for his father. It's already understood. They don't need no other guy to come in. Bill allows that because he understands how beneficial it is to have a guy with more knowledge than him. But he's at a point to where he's plateaued and he hasn't even reached his apex. Bill, I'm talking about Bill. And he has something so special in his son, Devin Haney. Just like I mentioned, I said, this is before the fight with Cambosos. I said, Devin Haney deserves all the credit because what he did was he banked on himself. And I said, what's about to happen, this dude is about to make a breakthrough because he about to gain so much confidence of what he had did, man. He went against all line of wisdom. Oh, man, why would you go to Top Rank? Why would you fight that man over there? Why would you fight for that little bit of money? Do you know what he built within himself? You know the kind of confidence he built within himself? That's baby Floyd right there, man. That dude on a whole nother level. He didn't just went to a whole nother level. And his daddy right there with him, helping him. I think it's a beautiful thing, man. And I dare to say that I'm peeling the onion back another layer and just, seeing this for what it is. And maybe everybody don't see it yet, but I think it's a beautiful thing, man. Right now in the game, that's my favorite duo right now.
Hey, we got a chance to be proved wrong. I'm not saying the kid's gonna lose with his dad. All I'm saying is that, based on historical fact, I don't bet on exceptions. I bet to the rule. The rules say you got to have what you're supposed to have. At the end of the day,
I like that.
Jordan doesn't become Jordan without Jackson. They got rid of Doug Collins for a reason. That's cool. He had a great relationship with his father. Magic Johnson did too. Boxing is a totally different sport. It's a different psychological sport.
The Klitschko's didn't become them till they got back with Manny. Lennox too.
Okay.
There's more examples of fighters getting with a good trainer than fathers staying with their dad and excelling.
Watch this though. Watch this. You name me one unified champion in the game right now. Oh wait, I'll do it for you.
That's cool. That's cool.
Like,
He just.
Hey, look.
He's just an exception, bro.
Hold on, time out. This is crazy about society, man.
We're not saying he can't train him. Why are you missing that, bro?
I'm listening, man, but man, it's gotta listen. And I'm not. And look, again, I'm gonna make it before y'all thinking I'm totally against what y'all saying, because what y'all saying makes sense and it has a place.
Let me tell you what I'm saying. Let me tell you what I'm saying real quick before you do this, because you're gonna go long. I know you is.
Yeah, he long.
What I'm saying, is that I don't think he needs a platoon of trainers. His daddy is his manager. He don't need a platoon of trainers, is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, brother.
No, I get it. And I'm gonna say this. Man, I'm not trying to fix it. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, and I'm not trying to fix something that ain't broke. Cause they doing a damn good job, man. And I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm not so far gone with the norms of society that I'll meet God and then ask him, where's your father at? You can't be the one. Like that's where society's going. Like we ask of people to be this, and that, and then when they show us that they this, and that, we say, oh well, you can't do a backflip and do that and eat a bag of chips while you like. We just like come on, like why we can't accept that? Man, the man is.
Yeah, you said that, Al. I'll let Mr. Henderson respond. Go ahead, Mr. Henderson.
Yeah, shout out to Fred. You hear me?
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, shout out to the panel. I'm with L. Like I'm seeing flawless performance, and like L said, climb to undisputed. And it looked good that he doing it with his dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, even broaching this topic is weird. Like how, I don't know who brought it up, but like, what you mean separate Bill from, like, what you mean?
I never meant separate the man. I'm saying the man.
Nobody said separate. They said the primary trainer that's in the corner doing the X's and O's, not Bill. Bill's still there.
A professional, a guy that's gonna be like, no, Devin, you're gonna have to do it like this, because
Bro.
I mean he got the undisputed, man, but it was a cakewalk. Cambosu is grilled chicken.
Just stop, Mr. Hill.
Is he not? Is he not?
Mr. Hill, just stop.
Is he not, man?
Let me just say this. Let me say this real quick. We gotta stop listening with our feelings, man. That shit is irritating. The man is just saying his father can still be his manager. He's tired of seeing him platooning trainers.
Yo, bro, but it was weird though.
That was like I'm the one that made that original point.
Slow down, Mr. Hill. What is weird about having a head coach come in and then you get a new head coach all the time?
Bro, what's weird is y'all nigga, he's flawless.
Okay.
He's
Remember that.
not flawless.
Remember that.
He's
No,
not
he's
Remember
not.
that.
flawless.
He's
Again.
lost rounds. Shakur Stevens said flawless. Shakur Stevens doesn't lose rounds. Devin Haney has lost
Man,
rounds.
Shakur
So
don't
let's
make
clear
weight.
that up.
Shakur don't make weight.
I'm
Devin
out,
Haney
man.
make
This
weight.
some goofy. This
Come
some goofy
on,
shit.
man.
I'm
That's
out,
what we
man.
saying. That we saying that knowing the man wasn't gonna stay at that weight. But now we're saying that he didn't make
Listen,
weight.
bro, it's the whole thing. And I think L is right. It's because his dad is there. Like,
We
you
not
know what I'm saying?
we not saying his dad is a problem, but there's gonna be a time when his dad is gonna have to step aside and let somebody
According to
a
what?
more seasoned person take the keys.
According to what?
It's just growth.
Right.
It's
I'm not
just growth.
saying the same. I'm not saying the same thing Mr. Hill is saying. Mr. Hill is saying something different now. So I'm just making sure y'all
I'm
know
just
that.
trying to figure out, did Floyd never, like, did he drop his uncle? Did he drop his father?
Wait. You can't make that false equivalency. I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm not saying drop the man.
Stop, Mr. Hill. Stop, Mr. Hill. Stop.
Yo, it
I'm
was
gonna tell
just
you why
weird,
you
man.
can't make that false equivalency. You're talking about two former world championship level fighters between Roger and Floyd Mayweather and Jeff Mayweather, which was his uncle too. So when his daddy went to jail, his uncle trained him his whole life. So you can't make that false equivalency. Please don't.
Yo,
do that.
Fred, you don't find this question even like Devin's undefeated?
Fred don't stop questions, bro. He just let the conversation
Bet on
flow.
himself. I know, but it's weird though. Like the
What's
question
weird
is
about
weird.
having a standard trainer every time you fight?
Because what they doing right now ain't broke. What they doing right now is working.
Okay, let me explain this to y'all.
Well,
Let me
watch
say this to y'all.
Hey,
Wait, let me say this to y'all, L, let me say this to you.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What Wilder was doing wasn't broke until Fury came.
Exactly.
Okay. Watch this though.
No, I hope you watch Fury get up every fucking time. I'd watched it.
Watch. I'm gonna tell you like this. Understand this. I'm telling all boxers.
Wait, L. What did he do? What did he do after he lost the second fight? What did he do?
Who?
Wilder. What did he do after the second fight?
He lost the third fight. He got a new trainer and lost again.
He did lose again. Wait, he did lose again, but you seen improvement that you didn't see, right?
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you like
all right,
this.
Now go ahead, El. You can talk your shit.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Everything that what you call it taught was showing Wilder was things that Mark Breland was trying to teach him 10, 15 years ago. Now you're not gonna hear that because of the divide in their relationship. But as Wilder is maturing, I guarantee you, mark my words, Wilder gonna come out and give Mark Breland an apology. I don't know when, but one day it will happen. What you call it, the great trainer that he got now. Mark Breland, in my opinion, is just as good. He was trying to teach Wilder that years ago. Now I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna digress back to the other to Haney, what we was talking about. And I'm gonna say this. Remember this as fans. See, when you're void of making your own decisions and not being guided by the media, you just start following whatever they flood you. Great fighters lose fights. All-time great fighters lose fights. Let's lose this undefeated phenomenon. Like oh man, he ain't that good. See, people waiting to say, oh look, Haney lost, so he should have got another fight. Look,
but we all know that black fighters are held to a different standard.
Of course. Now,
that's just America.
Everything y'all saying is correct. But I'm gonna tell you where you're ultimately wrong at. It's not applicable in this situation. There is no wisdom to apply that reasoning for this situation. This is an entire different situation, and they've proven that.
I'm just saying, champions are proactive, not reactive.
Let's let it play out, Mr. Hill. We're gonna let it play out.
We already seen it play out. The man just
Seeing it play out is the
So
finishing of a career, brother. You talking about the man that's 23. He just graduated
he
5
can
years ago, bro.
retire. He can retire right now. He going in the history books. He undisputed.
Yeah, he going in the history books. But
He's not going in the Hall of Fame if he retired right now.
Devin
You're not going in the
Devin
you're
got a
not
good
going in the
chance.
Hall of you're not going in the Hall of Fame beating George Kambosos. I'm sorry.
He walked in the way of a successful black man and a wealthy black man.
That's different. We're not talking about that. He was that before he got into the game because of his father. That's a whole different topic. We're just talking about boxing.
I'm not trying to tear down Bill Haney. He's a great man. Their relationship is a beautiful thing. It should be championed more. All I'm saying is that there's gonna come a point in time when Bill Haney is gonna have to be a man and say, "Son, I done took you far as I can. It's time."
Yo,
You know what I'm
what are
saying?
these projections? Like, it's gonna come a time where Bill Haney's gonna have to be a man. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, there's a chance that there will not be a time.
Okay.
There's a chance that there will not be a time.
That's a possibility, but you know what I'm saying? We know how things really go.
Man, look.
We'll just say, like I said, we'll see it play out. When he moves up to 140.
Let's move on from this, man.
Well, yeah, exactly. We'll see what happens when he moves up to 140.
Do you think that he should get a second, a permanent second? I think that's what they're suggesting, or are you suggesting Bill take the second and get the permanent trainer to be the lead trainer?
You asking me that?
No, I'm asking Rashid.
Oh.
I think he should get a permanent second. Bill is working out now, but I'm just saying you're gonna need a better set of eyes eventually. It's no knock to Bill, but it's gonna be a time where you're gonna have to step aside and let the professional go.
I'm gonna tell you like this. You guys remember Teofimo Lopez's 2 fights with Richard Comey and against Loma? He had Joey Gamache in there as the primary second. The father was still in between the rounds doing the motivation and talking that, but the actual game plan of the boxing was Joey Gamache. And since he left, Teo hasn't looked the same. That's what we're saying. Like, okay, Bill, we're not saying Bill to go anywhere. We're just saying, okay, like someone said earlier, there's trainers that have just their expertise and their role is just boxing. It's okay to have someone in there that's just focused on that, the X's and the O's. That's it.
That's my point. I agree with you 110%.
Mr. Hill, I think I'm gonna give this parallel. L, this is what I think he's really saying. What he's saying is Richard Williams was still the trainer of Serena and Venus, but he brought somebody else in to train him on the day-to-day. Richard Williams is still the guy. That's all he's saying, bro. Like, it's not going to take away from Devin Haney becoming.
That is conventional wisdom. And again,
fucking God, bro.
That's how. Did Joe Jackson bring in Quincy Jones?
So we build houses without foundations now, Fred.
It's not applicable in this situation. Now, I'm gonna ask y'all a question. I'm gonna ask the panel a question. Somebody give me a C-level fighter. Just name a C-level fighter in the game right now that y'all consider a C-level fighter.
Kambosos.
Okay. Would you consider his father a professional?
A professional what? Trainer?
Yeah. Would you consider him a professional trainer?
Yeah, he's a professional trainer. He's training a professional fighter.
Okay. So time up. Okay. There we go. We got that established. So why can't we consider Bill Haney a professional?
Bill Haney is a professional.
I didn't say he wasn't a professional.
No one said he wasn't.
You can't answer it for me, can you?
No, I don't.
Somebody. Well, I heard somebody. I heard twice on the panel. Somebody said he needs to step back and let the professionals do the job.
I didn't say that.
Twice.
I didn't say that.
I said that. I'm just saying.
5 minutes ago, and it was said
Mic check.
earlier.
There we go.
I said that. I said he's gonna have to get the keys to somebody that's got better talent. I mean, is it a better trainer than Bill Haney out there? Is it not?
Hell yeah.
Okay,
No, it's a lot of great trainers out there. But watch this though. Angelo Dundee wouldn't have worked for Mike Tyson though. Customato would have worked for him though. can't knock either trainer. I'm trying to tell y'all.
I'm not knocking Bill.
Why do you keep misinterpreting what the dude just said, bro? Damn.
No, all he's saying, L. Okay.
All he's saying is he just needs a permanent trainer, bro. That's all.
L,
he's
let's
saying,
simplify.
L.
Do you think he should have a permanent second?
That's
Devin
it.
Haney.
That's the only question he asking.
Okay, I believe like this.
No.
Yes or no, man. God damn.
It's yes or no.
Answer the question first. Answer the question first. No, answer the question first.
I don't think he need one. If that's not part of their plan, I don't think he need it.
All right, thank you. Thank you for that answer, sir.
They hire a permanent trainer.
L, I'm gonna hire you to be a politician, man. You a cold dude.
No,
Yeah.
I just look. I deal in facts and I try to keep opinions out the way. If my opinion don't align with the fact and the truth, then I leave it to the side because I'm not trying to win an argument. I'm just trying to relay and convey messages of truth because that's the only thing that stand by itself. The truth gonna be here when I die.
Mic check.
It's gonna be here when we all die.
Mr. Gumbo said Fred has some Mr. Cleo's on this channel. That's funny. They can see the future. Call me now. Hey, what's up, Saul? Go ahead, Saul.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Hey, we good, man. Appreciate you, Mr. Gumbo. Go ahead, Saul.
Hey, what exactly? Like, I just heard like the last 2 minutes of what's going on. Like, what exactly are you guys talking about? Like, you guys don't think you guys think he needs another trainer to fight Lomachenko, or what exactly? Like, what's the conversation for?
No, they just said a second trainer, a permanent second trainer. They don't want to dismiss Mr. Haney. Do you think Devin Haney could use a permanent second, or how they do? They hold the trainer for like 2 fights, 3 fights, and they change him.
Yeah, I think he could. I think it depends like who he's gonna fight. If he's gonna fight Lomachenko, I think it would be beneficial to get someone else's perspective. When it's a big fight, I think it could help. You know, there's nothing wrong with getting another perspective from someone and having someone help out. But I mean, he has done everything good so far, so I can see why they probably wouldn't think to want to do that. But I don't see anything wrong with trying that out.
Why does that always play into people's answer? Because it went good for so long, right? I really wish it would have went good for Wilder for 50 fights, bro. But it didn't. He had 42 fucking knockouts. And then he met a guy. And then that guy overcame his greatest weapon. I don't like to play in this exception arguments that people play in because it's ridiculous. It's like we're saying because we see one guy that's a gifted fighter. He's gifted. He's a gifted fighter. He got a chance to be a Hall of Famer. That's what he got a chance to be. I want him to get every fucking thing out the game that he can and every inch that he can get out of his body that he can. What
Who
I'm
is
saying
this
is
talking? KP?
what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. Is that what we've seen historically? You can't just disregard history and say, "Oh shit, he's just going to be the exception." I would say this. I would bet to say this. He is not a more gifted lightweight than Floyd Mayweather was, and Floyd Mayweather had professional fighters as trainers.
Well, that was his best weight, 135.
Yeah, no, we gotta stop doing this too, though. Like, none of these guys are Floyd at 130, 135.
Okay,
None of them.
now that we've said that, why can't he have a permanent second with all this exceptional conversation?
Hold on.
Go ahead,
KP,
Illicit Vibes. Go ahead.
I need you to stop bringing up Wilder and Tyson Fury because I think I agree with you, but I think you putting a little sazon on that. You know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury arguably is the best ever.
Okay, we can bring this up. What did Anthony Joshua do after
Hold on,
losing to
bro. Hold
Usyk
on,
the
bro.
first
Don't
time?
cut my wisdom.
Let him finish.
Don't cut my
Let
wisdom,
him
man.
finish.
KP.
I'm listening.
Wilder
Go ahead.
ran
I'm
into
muted. Go ahead.
arguably.
Mic check.
Wilder ran into arguably the best fighter of this time, this generation.
What is Lomachenko considered of his generation?
Shit, I don't know.
Oh,
Is he
really?
considered? Is this?
I've always
Nah, Loma's a bad boy. He's just one weight class too high, but he's a bad motherfucker.
Man, I like the way Devin and them are doing it, man. They doing their own shit. That's why I fuck with
Right,
them.
like
Like this is what works for him as far as like, because I think like if I was a fighter and wasn't locked in with someone, I wouldn't mind going to different camps, different trainers, learning different shit from all of them. Because there's a lot of legendary trainers out there. So why wouldn't you go do a little camp over here with Freddie Roach, and go do a camp over here with Derek James, and do a camp over
I
here
don't
like
think you gotta learn shit from Freddie Roach, Max. I'm sorry.
you gonna learn something, man. You can learn something from everyone. I learn something from half you retards on here every night. So like it can happen. It can happen. But I like how they do their own thing. The same thing they do with the promotional company, where they kind of are able to do what the fuck they want.
Free agent. Yep.
I like that shit.
That's a great point. Because I'm gonna tell you like this. I had multiple. My original trainer was Jeremy Williams' father, Charles Williams. Taught me a great deal about. Never fought, never was a boxer. He had a great fight in mind though. The dude just had a great eye for the game. I went to Kevin Morgan. He trained me a little while. I went to Superman at Wild
making sure Devin has the right structure in place of what they're signing, the partnerships. Nobody could touch Bill on that side. As certain doing both jobs, he does the manager side flawless.
Nobody said replace him as a manager.
Exactly. What I'm saying is that's why I want the second, so Bill could even do that even better.
Hey, Mr. Gumbo said some other people need a new dad because your original dad got you to the 5th grade.
Oh God.
That's bogus.
Oh my God.
Mr. Gumbo, you can click the link and talk yourself.
Yeah, come on in. We need you in. Yeah.
My daddy got me to a master's degree at USC. He did all right.
Nah, keep running that super chat, dog. Keep running that super chat.
Yeah, that's funny though.
Hey, but you know what's crazy?
Set a panel like this.
Go ahead, Yo.
Set a panel like this. If you want to find the flaw in an imperfect human, there's many of them to find. But I'm gonna give credit to a motherfucker where they doing it right. Like I'm not gonna reach, man. I'm not gonna reach just for the purpose of reaching.
What flaws has Devin Haney exhibited? Let's go around because I think that maybe can like advance the conversation.
I'm not answering it because whenever you critique a brother,
we ain't.
Here's one thing, and it's not Devin's flaws that he's shown in 2 fights have nothing to do with the trainer. They have all to do with him. He gets a little distracted, like towards the later rounds in the Linares and then the fight with JoJo, where he gets hit when he shouldn't get hit, just because he's not fully present. He checks out for like a split second. That's the only time you've ever seen him in compromising situations, and that has nothing to do with the trainer. That's just him in the ring performing.
L.
I feel his biggest flaw he hasn't fought the top tier competition.
L.
Okay. The only flaw that I can see in Devin Haney is the biggest one is him wearing his welcome out at 135. I'm worried about the lasting effects and the way he's stunning his growth, because like I mentioned before, Devin Haney is going to be a significantly more substantial puncher at 147 because that's where he belongs. That's where his body wants to do the most damage at, like and inflict the most harm. When he get 147, he's going to have a type of power to where people are not going to call him feather fisted no more. Watch. I see that. That's what I can project. So I'm more concerned about what he's depriving his body of, the type of development he's depriving his body of. And the only flaw that I can see is that sometimes he's too safe, which I'm not opposed to, because he's outclassing guys. But I'm gonna tell you what will happen. This is not just an assumption or a maybe or a wild guess. Because he has the type of character and he's shown the want to be great, he will fight a guy who will force him to be a risk taker. Now, do I believe he has the fortitude and he has everything within him to do that? Yes, just like Floyd did when people thought that, oh man, Floyd, he's a he's the guy that want to run around the ring. No, Floyd will sit there and fight with you because he didn't already learn how to do that over years of being in the gym. So I believe Devin Haney has that too. But I would like sometimes for him to step on the gas and just decimate guys. Like, man, knock this guy out. Take that extra chance to make a statement, because a lot of times you win future fights by just building that character up. Like, guys become weary of you, even if they killers too. We all human. So
That's the same thing I want for Shakur.
Right.
Yeah, I think Haney's inside game needs to be worked on, especially his defense when he leaves clinches and he leaves the phone booth. He don't keep his hand up high enough. That's where he got caught with Nars and with JoJo. Same type of shit. I think I don't know, man. Devin definitely has flaws, but I think his strengths kind of help cover him up. It's gonna take someone that knows how to get in that. I don't think it's gonna be Lomachenko, man.
Right. Haney, KG says Haney's inside game is mediocre. What I would say is there's like this fluid balance that I think that Devin doesn't possess. You know, like where he's more defensive than offensive. You know, like he has to learn, he has to truly understand the whole fight. So he knows when to, okay, now is the time to be offensive.
Do you
Now,
think, Fred, what you're saying, do you think he doesn't know how to make his defense and offense? That
no,
fluidness?
well, that may be it. I think he always has an escape clause in his mind, which is nothing wrong with that. I just think that because he's highly skilled, so he has to know mentally, he has to know physically, and he has to do it physically to kind of like how Floyd did Diego Corrales. You know, like where people, oh, he's a defensive fighter, he's this, he's that. He like, nah, I'm about to go in there and decimate this kid. Devin rarely puts twos and threes together because he's thinking, where's the exit sign? Where's the exit sign? You know, and he's 23. I think like he has to do that.
Hey, we really gotta give him credit though, because if Lomachenko is his next fight, he's fought better competition than Tank fucking Davis, and he almost 30.
Yeah,
That's insane. That's
yeah.
insane.
Facts.
I don't know.
You know, that fight's going to get made. Loma already said Devin's the A side. Just get the deal done.
You know what's crazy is how like this fight is like everybody can like 95% of people can see this fight happening, but we can't see Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence happening when there was nothing in the way either.
Yes, there was.
Man.
Jake Paul and Anderson Silva's first. That was in the way.
Jake Paul, baby, did it again. He did it
Whoa.
again, baby.
We got Jerry. Jerry want to chime in. Go ahead, Jerry.
Oh shit.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, good to hear y'all. Yeah, I just wanted to chime in a little bit about the fight last night. Honestly, I thought Loma lost that fight 7-5. I was super impressed with this kid Ortiz. Super impressed. I think that kid right now is even money with anyone in the lightweight division. I've seen him against Jamal Herring. I was very impressed with him in that fight. However, Herring was coming off of a loss and was a little bit old, so I didn't want to overcredit the kid. But this kid's got all the tools. He's got excellent size at the weight, youth, speed. He switches to southpaw flawlessly. He's great punch selection, active and accurate jab. In my personal opinion, many might not agree, but I got him even money against anyone in the division. Regarding Loma and Devin Haney, many people are saying now that that's going to be an easy fight for Devin Haney based on that performance last night, and I guess I can see why they may say that, but I would caution that every fight is different. Every fight is a different night. Just because one opponent, we've seen enough boxing to know that what happens in this fight doesn't dictate what happens in the next fight.
Mhm.
There's a couple points of intrigue. Devin Haney is not just struggling to make the weight, he's really struggling to make that weight. Now, he's young, and he's been able to get away with it, but that could catch up to him in his very next fight. Add to the fact that Lomachenko was coming off of a year of inactivity, and there's a war in his home country. Now, that's got to be a distraction. I'm not looking to make excuses for Loma because I'm telling you flat out, I thought he lost the fight. But he will likely be better prepared. And I got to favor Haney in Loma for several reasons. Haney has all the physical advantage. He has the youth advantage. Plus, he's an excellent fighter on his own right. And coupling how Loma looked last night. But I do take umbrage that it's going to be easy. When people say it's going to be easy, I think Lomachenko has never been easy for anybody. And given the circumstances, even if Devin wins 10 rounds to 2, I don't think it'll be easy. I think Loma's going to be highly prepared for that fight. And also that fight is going to be the biggest fight of either of their careers. But Devin's 23. Loma loses that fight, it's basically over for him as an elite fighter. So going to be a whole lot on the line. I expect him to be extremely prepared. I just think he'll struggle with Haney. Haney, is very good at controlling distance. And there's where Loma has his biggest problems is when he's fighting the bigger fighters, he has trouble closing the distance. And when he gets on the inside, he's not strong enough to do what he's able to do against the featherweights he was fighting. It's a marginal difference, but Haney is very good at controlling that distance. And even when Loma does get inside, he's gonna have a difficult time because Haney will also effectively hold him. So, but that's basically what I wanted to say about the fight last night.
KG says a year of inactivity is normal for PBC. Yeah, Earl's gonna get a fight day. He ain't gonna fight till next year again, and everybody else like, oh man. But anyways, anybody want to respond to that?
Yeah, I think Devin. The one thing that I think he has an advantage. I think it's closer than I don't know how far apart you guys have it, but I think it's like 55,
75.
45. I don't know, man. 50. I
75
think
fight.
no, because I think Lomachenko has this war in his head, and I don't know if that'll be like extra motivation. I think this fight with Jermaine Ortiz, I don't know if he just came back like 2 months ago from being over there, and then he started his training camp. I think with this fight, he knows it's the real deal. This is it. This is like the cream of the crop. Like this is for undisputed. This is for what he wanted his whole career. So I think if he goes to Ukraine and he tries to do this again, yeah, it's over. It's gonna be 11-1 fight. But if he focuses and tries to actually make this happen, I still give the edge to Devin Haney, but I think it's a lot closer than what everyone thinks. I think he'll definitely be invested into this and do his best. One disadvantage to Haney is the inside game and him being weight drained. Like I don't know how good that's gonna do him to like wait till when would they fight? Maybe like April or something. Like that's so like that last fight, seeing him drain like that, it was like, it's like way overdue. Like uh him being at this weight. That's just one thing that I see. But Lomachenko is definitely the smaller guy. He's got the years on the clock. He's way farther down the line. So definitely Haney has the advantage. He's got the youth. He's got the speed. He's got an insane jab that can control Loma. But just the weight drain. If he doesn't feel weight drain and he feels like he's still good, then he's definitely gonna win this fight. I just after last night, I don't think Lomachenko aged like years have gone by from his last fight, but I think Jermaine Ortiz was just that good. That's all. Like I don't think that was a fight that determined his age. I think he's still the same Lomachenko. It's just Jermaine Ortiz, is that guy. I think he'll be a champion too. Being off topic, but yeah, I think that's what I think.
Anyone?
I feel that like in that fight, Haney's gonna be down 2 or 3 rounds just going into the fight, just because of the bias, and that need to be the mindset of Bill Haney and the Haney camp. We down coming in because that scorecard was crazy.
Yeah, I think that I think I wish Devin had a little. I believe L's right though. When he goes up, we'll probably start seeing a lot more damage and
I
maybe
think Devin's gonna stop
stoppages.
him.
You think so?
I think Devin's gonna stop Loma. Yeah.
Bro, my whole thing with that mix is Cambosis was begging Devin to stop him. Like in the
I think
last few
Cambosis
rounds,
got more heart, more chin than Loma.
nah, bro, Devin had it. Devin could have
Lomachenko's
put
never
him out.
really been hurt though. What do you mean?
Loma's been dropped. He's been hurt.
He got
He
dropped, but
almost
he didn't
finished him
get
in the
hurt.
12.
He didn't get hurt. He got dropped. I mean,
Bro,
that's the
Tio had him.
opposite,
Tio was dog walking his shit in the fucking 12. The ref jumped in like 5 seconds earlier. That shit would have been done. People
Against
forget
who?
about that shit. I know Tio's a way stronger puncher than Devin, but I'm saying he's there. He's old now. He's slick. He's right for the picking. Body, head. Body, head. Fuck it.
Anything can
Let's get
happen
it.
I
there
don't think
in
it's
a
a
prize
knockout.
fight.
Let's get it.
Let me add my 2 cents.
Go ahead, Anthony.
I don't see a stoppage there. Nothing in Loma's game suggests that he gets stopped. He might get beat one-sided. I don't see a stoppage there. Not at the hands of Haney. If Lopez couldn't do it going full throttle, I don't think Haney's going to do it. I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible. I've always said, and I believe that Haney's a better puncher than what people give him credit for. It's just he doesn't sit down on his punches. He's not a power puncher. That doesn't mean he can't punch with power, but it's just not his style. Now, he did a little bit more of it in this second Cambosis fight, and frankly, from what I've seen, he had Cambosis very close. Cambosis, one thing you got to say about him, he's a super tough little fucker. He's a tough, scrappy dude, but the punches he was getting hit with, he was getting mollywopped. Those punches probably stopping a lot of fighters. Maybe not a single shot, but Haney's a better puncher than what he gets credit for. And one other thing that people do, which is just a constant, is Haney. I've seen most of his televised fights. There was one fight where he fought Linares where he caught a punch and he got buzzed. And what you see is people say he doesn't have a chin. Man, get the fuck out of here. Because he got caught with one punch and he got buzzed for a round and he held for a little bit for a round, that means he doesn't have a chin? Come on, man. This is boxing. The greatest fighters in the sport of boxing have been knocked out, hurt, beat down. This goes on. You can't take one punch and just label a guy of a bad chin because he got caught with a good punch that buzzed him.
Jared, that happened with Floyd Mayweather when he fought Shane Mosley. We saw him get stunned. He held. We saw him do that with what's the Argentinian kid, the one who beat Adrian Broner, Maidana. He stunned him.
Yeah.
So that to me, that's what a lot of people are holding against Haney, and I don't see it. And I also think that with Cambosis, when they went into that second fight, now you got to admit, Haney does go in to fights pretty apprehensive a lot of times, especially since that Linares fight. He really does go in there kind of more protective. But I saw in that fight, that second fight against Cambosis, he opened up more, and they were trying their best to get that right hand off real hard. I mean, they were trying to break that dude and put him on the canvas where he didn't. They were trying to break his will with that right hand. So they took more risk in that fight.
Yep, I agree.
Just to try to be more of a power puncher.
Right.
And he showed that he has some power that people didn't just want to run in there and
Right.
on him, But
Yeah,
don't expect
that's
this
what I
guy to
said.
be an inside fighter because he's not the inside fighting guy. Like Floyd could fight on the inside. Floyd knew how to go from defense to offense, like Fred was saying, with more fluency. That's not Devin. Not now. It may be him in the future, but he's not there yet. But Loma fighting this guy, Jermaine, they just fought, that was a good decision because that guy, like the announcers were saying, they could see this being the same style matchup against a better fighter in Haney. You understand what I'm saying? So Loma did this. He did this on purpose, if you ask me. This was good for him to go into this competition fight against this competitive fight against his sparring partner, just so he can really get a feel of the real thing with somebody that's going to be the size of a Devin Haney. And Loma was getting in there, and he's real slick, man. He got some real nice little short, sneaky punches off on that guy on the inside because he's good at sliding in there so fast. So if Loma can get in there and get some good punches off, he has some power. He got some pop. So he could send Devin to the canvas. So it's going to be, to me, which one has the most heart, the most will in there, as far as overcoming whatever the other guy's best thing that he's throwing at him. You know what I'm saying? Because Loma's going to go and trying to hurt Haney because he's seen him hurt.
Yeah, well, I
don't see that
mistake Loma made in the fight last night. For the first 6 rounds, he was kind of one-dimensional. For as multifaceted as he is, he came out the first 6 rounds trying to fight like a power puncher. He was a bit flat-footed, and he was looking for a big punch. Now, maybe that was ring rust. I think that's the worst thing he could do against Devin Haney because Haney will control the distance and use his jab and effectively deal with him from that angle. It's going to be a tough fight for Lomachenko. I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but he's undersized at 135. He's an oddly built kind of guy. You can see he's a small dude, but his upper body looks like, I don't know, he's kind of like big in the upper. It's like his torso is long, but his legs are short and his arms are short, but his midsection is broad. He's got a funky kind of build. But in an overall sense, he's undersized, and Haney is huge at lightweight, but so was Ortiz. Ortiz, I mean, from what I could see, when they came to the ring center, I was like, wow, man, this kid is bigger than I thought he was. And I do agree, however, with you or whoever said that, I don't know if it was so much slippage from Loma as it was this guy Ortiz is the goods. He's just flat the goods. To me, I think he would give Devin Haney a hell of a fight right now. I think he would beat George Kambosos. And from what I've seen from him, man, that kid, and you got to factor in too, that was his first title fight and his first 12-round fight. To show that type of poise against a skilled fighter like Loma, and I guess I'm in the minority looking around today. A lot of people maybe don't agree with me, but like I say, I thought Ortiz edged him 7-5. Could have been 6-5 and 1 round even, because a couple of those rounds were close. I know Ortiz faded a bit at the end, but in my estimation, he didn't. It's not like Loma just warmed his ass up and dominated him. I mean, he did fade, but he did fade a little at the end, but he had kept such a fast pace throughout the fight. I mean, hell, he's going to fade a little bit.
Jared, that guy was his sparring partner. He knew the moves. Loma couldn't get those feints off and those angles that he normally can get off. He kept trying it over and over and over again. The guy just wasn't going for it. And he turned with Loma. That's all it was. He was just familiar with the movement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, and
Lomachenko credit, because if Lomachenko would have done, if I was his manager, I wouldn't have brought him back against an undefeated young hot talent like that. I would have had him come in and fight like a mid-ranked contender.
No.
And what would have happened is Loma would have looked like the regular Loma. He would have dusted the guy off, and everybody's perception of the potential matchup with Haney would be different today. They'd be like, oh man, you see Loma last night? He's the Matrix and all the shit that they talk about him. And you know, but what he did is he decided to come back and fight a dangerous fighter. Anyone who thinks that kid's a sparring partner doesn't know what they're looking at. That's no sparring partner. Had he sparred him in the past, yes, they both admitted to that. But I got to give Lomachenko credit. And if it was me, I would have, like I said, I would have put him in against a slightly lesser dangerous opponent and a slightly reasonably sized guy so he could look real good. But I agree with you. They did that on purpose because that kid Ortiz style is very, very similar to Devin Haney's in my estimation. It's very similar. His size is similar. His style is similar. Only thing is this kid can switch to southpaw. And when I've seen him do it, he looked as good southpaw as he did conventional.
He needed to work on being able to get inside of that range. And that's what it was. Loma needed to work on being able to slip and get inside of the range. That's all it is to it. That's why he fought that guy. That guy is a sparring partner. If he wasn't, he's a better fighter today than he was before that fight. Okay. And the reason why he's a sparring partner, if you ask me, and why that fight made him better is because in those late rounds, that's when that guy should have been able to turn it on. And he wasn't able to turn it on. He didn't know how important those last 3 rounds were. And if he knew that, then I would say, no, he's a real competitor. You understand what I'm saying? But he was lackluster in the last 3 rounds. And he looked like he had got hurt. He was weak, everything. He didn't look good in the last 3 rounds.
Well, neither did Loma when he fought Lopez. So if you say that about this kid, you have to say the same thing about Loma because he lost the last 3 rounds. And certainly he knew that he would have had to have turned it on there. I don't want to debate about it. I think the kid is the goods. I got him even money against anyone in the division. The difference between him and Devin Haney is Ortiz hasn't got the high-profile fights or promotion up until last night. He hasn't got the shine to have the hype around him. I've seen this 1,000 times with fighters. People go with the hot-handed guy that's getting the promotion. That's no knock against Devin Haney. He's earned what he has. It's just, for me, I know what I'm looking at. I seen when I was looking at that kid's not no sparring partner. They've sparred before in the past. That's fine. Lots of fighters do that. Larry Holmes was Ali's sparring partner. But that's the way people frame it sometimes like he's a sparring partner. No, he's a top contender in that division, at least in my eyes, especially after that performance last night.
Yeah, I think he is now. But when you bring up T.O. knocks that guy out. Davis knocks that guy out. Okay, those guys they finish that guy. You understand what I'm saying?
That's an assumption, though, right? Let's be fair. That's what you think, not what we know.
I know. I know Tank Davis knocks that guy out. It ain't no doubt in my mind.
Well, I'm not going to debate that because I know that you don't know. We don't know for sure who's going to win fights.
Okay, well, I agree with you right there, but based on what I seen. And based on what I seen with Tank Davis and with T.O. got just good chance to knock that guy out as Tank does. And I'd like to see that fight because I believe Tank knocks that guy out easy.
I don't know, man. That dude was nice, man.
Yeah,
nice.
Still gonna get knocked out.
Nice. Footwork combinations.
Southpaw.
Isaac Cruz knocks that guy out.
Okay.
I'm telling you, man.
Well, the good news is, fellas,
we get in a fight.
Based on what I seen last night after the fight, it looks like we're going to see this Haney-Lomachenko matchup. And if Haney gets that win, that's a big feather in his cap. I would give him much more credit. Even though I like George Kambosos, I'd give Haney much more credit for beating Lomachenko. That's going to be an excellent name on his resume as he moves forward and likely out of the 135-pound division.
Wouldn't that be a signature win?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course it would.
Yeah, man.
Of course it would.
Yeah. So I guess we put a button on that. We good now? We finally got there, man. Yeah. In other news, before I get to, I guess if you guys want to stay on, Earl Spence says that he has an announcement coming soon. Who do you think he'll fight? And do you think he'll be at 47 or 54?
47. Staniosis.
Yeah, Stankonia. Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Who do you have, Mr. Hill?
I agree. He probably gonna fight Stanionis, but
damn, he shouldn't be fighting him, dog. I wouldn't fight him. But anyways, yeah.
Why not?
You gotta get a check. No,
should he fight?
You're right. Who can he fight? You're right. And he got to get a fight.
Keith Thurman. He can fight one time. I'd like to see him fight one time.
He's not gonna fight him.
No, he's not fighting. He's hell bent on not fighting Keith. You know, he's really hell bent on that. So I guess.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I think he might move up to 154 and fight what's his name that fought Jermell Charlo and beat him the first fight.
Tony Harrison? Nah.
Yeah, Harrison.
He ain't gonna move to 154 until Charlo moves out of there, and even a Tony Harrison when he moves out of there. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. Those things always happen kind of in waves, and what you got is Danny Garcia. He made the first move, and what's the Benavidez guy, which I think he probably belongs up there more than any of them. You know, the Benavidez guy. But
I think,
yeah, I think that if I was him, I would fight the. Dang, I had just thought about not Stanios. It's another guy that could be his mandatory.
Boots?
No, not Boots. It's one other. No, I probably already said Keith Thurman. That's probably what I meant. Okay, I think the money is with Keith Thurman. That's what I want.
And they've been suffering. PBC is hemorrhaging right now, so I don't know if Al Heyman has a level of incentives to inspire Earl to take the Keith Thurman fight, you know, but a Stankonia fight does nothing for the coffers of PBC as it pertains to the PBC. I mean, to the pay-per-view model that PBC offers. You know, if Deontay Wilder did under 100,000 versus Helenius, it's going to be fairly similar because I don't think Stankonia speaks English. You know, I don't know. I've never heard him interview. So I don't know what that does. I know he'll do a strong gate. I know he'll put 30, 40, 50,000 into Dallas Stadium, but I don't know what that does on pay-per-view. You know, that's
he does speak English.
Oh, he does? Thank you. And so, but I don't know what he does for the promotion of the fight.
Yeah, he's not going to bring him out. I think Thurman is where the money is, and that's how they're going to get him to fight Thurman is with a big check, a big guarantee or something. You know, if it's any time that Fred could be right about Al begging, I would think it's definitely got to be some begging coming from him and Espinoza and the WBC. All three of them ganging up on Spence to fight Thurman.
Yeah.
But check this out with Keith Thurman. The guy's had 2 fights in 4 years, and in his last fight, it was pay-per-view and it sold next to nothing. I don't know that that's a big fight. The guy's been out of the picture for a while. I don't know that fans are thinking about him at all. I mean, we know who he is and who he was, but he's been one of the most inactive fighters in boxing over the last 4 years and coming off of a super low selling pay-per-view. How's that a big fight?
No, but
big money fight.
Them together makes a forest fighter.
Keith Thurman is going to hit the YouTube circuit like crazy. He's going to hit the IG circuit. He's going to hit the Twitter circuit. Keith Thurman is a loud mouth. He's going to hit the circuit. He's going to sell the fight.
The hell out of it.
Yeah.
That didn't help him against Barrios.
He didn't have an opponent.
He didn't talk about it.
Like Bud versus the guy he's fighting. You know, if you're not busy, you'll watch it. I'm going to support it, but I'm talking about the world. Yeah. If you have Crawford and Spence, boom, you got a forest fire. So I think Al has some negotiating to do with Earl. I don't know if he's capable of it. I don't know, but because it sounds like Earl is hell bent on not fighting Keith. But you know, what do we know? You know, maybe he'll give him an extra $1 million. I don't know, but I know it'll be drastic.
Imagine the trash talk that's going to happen.
Oh, sure.
That fight.
Sure. It'll be a great distraction from the Crawford episode. And I'm willing to bet that there's a 50 to a minimum So let's say 75 is the median. There's a 75,000 pay-per-view difference between Stankonia and Thurman. Minimum.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I would go along with that. But what would you say what would you guess the overall number of Thurman's Spence? What do you think that sells?
Where we
overall?
at? Wilder did under 100. So I would say 300.
Yeah, I'm thinking 300.
Yeah, Stankonia
I mean,
probably,
him and Paul
I'm
did
sorry.
250. 250. It's definitely hitting 300 with Keith Thurman, man. Keith Thurman is going to be all over the blade talking.
Yeah.
It's nonstop with that guy. He's going to let all his character out. And
Earl
is going to say all the little smart stuff back to him. He ain't going to say as
clever.
much as Keith.
He's going to be clever. He's going to be more clever than Keith. And that's USC versus UCLA, Michigan versus Ohio State, whoever else in your city, in your demographic. But it's that would be good for boxing. It would be, it would be better for boxing than Earl versus Stankonia.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Stankonias.
Yeah, you gotta be a hip hop head, man. You gotta be from Atlanta. Hey, but yeah, it's I wanted to talk about that Blue Blood situation, but I guess we'll talk about it tomorrow.
What happened with Blue Blood?
I was watching World Combat Sports. If you listen to World Combat Sports, feel free to chime in. I was watching his show, and I just didn't like. I'm going back to the show we had last week about the double talking as it pertains to Blue Blood and you're gonna support Blue Blood, but you're gonna talk bad about Terrence Crawford. It don't make sense, right? And I think disrespecting Terrence Crawford is a synonym for saying I don't want Blue Blood to be successful. And I'm gonna bring up a parallel because it's important. Before Devin Haney signed with Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum, those two men were the devils. As soon as, and more importantly, when Devin signed with, because it was at the 12th hour, it was overnight, no one knew. That weekend that Devin Haney signed with Top Rank, he's making history. He's daring to be great. And someone mute themselves. I think that's you, Jerry. So I think it's important that we see the big picture and have a level of consistent integrity. You understand what I'm saying? Because I was listening to World Combat and he pulled the clip. Oh, that's you, Mr. Hill. That's you, Mr. Hill. Yeah. And I was listening to World Combat Sports and he had some clips from 78 and he was interviewing Blue Blood. He was interviewing Blue Blood and he was like, yeah, it's good that you did it. And then the next clip, he said, damn, what's the quote? Basically, fuck Terrence Crawford. I hope he fuck him naked or something like strip him naked or something like that. And in that tone, I think we're doing ourselves a disservice because our integrity got to remain. I mean, there is relationships that in everyone's life that they don't overstep, and I can respect that. There's 2 or 3 people in our life, no matter what they do, you'll never disagree with them publicly. So I get that. But I think if you can accept Bob Arum because of Devin Haney, if you can accept Eddie Hearn, I think you can accept Blue Blood. Oh, he didn't tell us. Well, Mr. Haney didn't tell y'all. Y'all woke up Monday supporting Devin Haney at Top Rank. And I'm talking about both New Media, LDBC. I think we really got to put this in perspective because Blue Blood has been an asset to me, New Media, LDBC, and he is considered a brother. And I don't like the double talk. I think it's wrong. I think it's disingenuous. And I don't really give a fuck about how people disagree with me and fuck Fred, he a bitch, he a coon. You can have all that. You can say all that. But the fact of the matter is, If Blue Blood can make this deal in the 12th hour, as he says, take him at his word. If Bill Haney can make that deal in the 12th hour, and Bill Haney is still our brother, and we're still rooting for the team Haney, and we had to change our alliances, we had to change our locations, our GPS mid-flight, I think we can do it for Blue Blood, plain and simple. And I think a lot of black media, I'm gonna lump them all up together, has been disingenuous, and I believe that y'all are wrong, and I think we got to get it right. You understand? And even if you don't like Terrence Crawford because he was with Top Rank, but you're a hypocrite if you love Devin Haney at Top Rank. And I stand on what I believe. I was called a coon. So many black outlets called me a piece of shit for interviewing Bob Arum. You understand what I'm saying? Or whatever they want. I don't give a fuck what you call me, you know. And but then when your brother does it, I mean, I think it's wrong. I genuinely think it's wrong, and I think there's character flaws in all of us. But when you're destroying your man, every time you destroy Terrence Crawford, you're taking money out of someone's pocket. I mean, out of Blue Blood's pocket. And I think you can disagree with him against Earl Spence, but he's a liar, he's a coon, Top Rank Toby, he's this, he's that. And I think that there's a level of decorum that we must have now that one of your brothers is on, not the other side, he's just making business. He probably still picks Earl Spence, but I wouldn't put him in that position because he's making money. You understand what I'm saying? We let Eddie Hearn do it. We let Bob Arum do it. You know, so I think we're
well.
Go ahead, Anthony. Anthony,
Did you stop?
Oh no! I won't.
Did you stop?
No. I heard you say,
okay,
well. I don't know if you want to interject me.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
well,
let me finish.
You know,
okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Finish.
No. And like, if I say something, I know the significance of it, whether small or big. You understand? And I think that 78, and this is no shade to 78. I have no ill will towards him. I think when you do that, you're giving permission to everybody to throw Blue Blood under the bus, to destroy Blue Blood. And I think that the bigger picture is for all of us to be successful out of this. I think you can disagree 100%, but to destroy a man, to literally destroy him, and they not saying Blue Blood, they saying fuck Terrence Crawford, he a piece of shit, he this. But you didn't do it to Devin Haney. You didn't do it to Devin Haney when he apologized. So I think, and this is, and I hate for that to be the example, but it's the only example that's most recent that I could think of. And you forgive Devin for going to Eddie Hearn when Eddie Hearn was a colonist. I called him that. I've disagreed with Bob Arum. I've cursed out Bob Arum. I will publicly disagree with Bob Arum. But everything changed when Devin Haney signed with Bob Arum. Bob Arum was no longer a racist. He was a racist when Terrence Crawford filed the grievance, but 2 months later, Devin Haney's daring to be great. So I stand on what I say, and I think we again have to hold ourselves to a standard, because do we want our brothers to win or do we want the fighters to win? I'm gonna root for Blue Blood over a fighter. If you ask me, is Terrence Crawford gonna beat that guy he's fighting? I don't know. Is he gonna beat Earl? No. But I don't understand like destroying his market. I think we're wrong for that. I think we're 100% wrong for that. And that's just where I stand on it, man. And Anthony, you were jumping at the bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, because on here, since this platform is so free, and you know everybody has their opinions,
Mhm.
you know, I mean, those just those guys' opinions, and they're just a little upset. I mean, or very upset, you know, that they didn't get to see the Spence fight with Terrence, and you know they're entitled to whatever opinions they may have about Terrence.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, they're entitled to that. You know, I mean, I just one thing that you said when you said hurting Blue Bud by talking about the fighter. You know, I mean, you know, we do that in some cases. I mean, you kind of smooth that over a little bit for me because you know, of course, what I was going to tell you
about Al
you know,
Heyman. Yeah, sure.
You're tearing down Al
No,
Heyman, which they
okay,
don't
I'll respond now.
which they don't agree with. You know, everybody is not in agreement with you on that particular opinion that you have, and that I always said, and you know, I'm sure some other people would agree that tearing down the PBC is hurting some of your fighters because you're saying, hey, I'm not buying this, I'm not doing that because it's not worth it to me. But then you have people that are just purists, you know, they just want to see boxing. And like myself, I mean, I'm going to pay for matches. You know, if I can't go, I want to at least watch it, you know, on television. And for me, the way I do do it as far as economically or however you want when you look at it, the numbers, I mean, I don't do anything else, so I can afford it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's my entertainment. That's what I want to pay for. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just like the other night, my friend, he does shows. He has this move the crowd entertainment, whatever. He does all these comedy and anyway, he just does shows, and he's always inviting me. But like the one he had, and that he always had, they're like an hour ride for me. I mean, that's kind of normal in Georgia, in the Atlanta area, you know, to ride maybe 45 minutes to get somewhere. But man, I'm almost 50. I'm just not interested in doing those things that I was doing when I was in my 30s. Sure. So I got dressed, I got in the car, I'm riding down the road. I'm like, man, I really don't even feel like doing this. Mm-hmm. And I turned around. I went and got me something to eat, came home and watched boxing last night because I told him, you already interfering with my boxing, dog. Right. And I knew I didn't want to do it. Right. But yeah, so, you know, I mean, I just think, you know, that's their opinion. I got, you know, right. Like me, I had to respect your opinion. Doesn't mean that we agree, but hey, that's your opinion. Right.
And let me respond to you. Jerry, did you want to say something before I respond?
No,
I'm not gonna forget. Okay. I purposely didn't use black. I purposely used brother. And my loyalty is to y'all. And my loyalty is not to Stephen Espinoza, Bob Arum, Al Heyman, Black Prime, etc. I'm with y'all for 2 to 3 hours a night. My loyalty is to y'all. If Eddie Hearn was on some bullshit, I would be on that. And it comes to find out that I am correct as it pertains to Al Heyman. Al Heyman, these fighters are fighting once a year versus Top Rank. They're fighting at least twice a year. Devin Haney, as a new customer, as a new signee, fought twice in 4 months. And so when you think of that from that perspective, I think my loyalty is to y'all. That's why I told everybody, unsubscribe to Showtime until they give us fights. Hold Al Heyman accountable. I will proudly. I had to stream the Lomachenko fight because I don't have ESPN Plus. Can I afford $6.99 with $7.99 a month? Yes, like most of us, like all of us here. Absolutely. But I didn't. Did I watch the JoJo Diaz fight last night? No, I still can't come to grips with watching Oscar De La Hoya promote a fight because he called me a nigga. I still can't. So
damn, he called you that?
No, he didn't call me that, but he called, and his PR person was conversing. Excuse me, Golden Boy Promotions, not Oscar. I stand corrected. employee from Golden Boy. Just Google it, Jerry. And
right.
I don't want to stop my train of thought. And so I apologize. Moving forward. So with that being said, appreciate you, Mr. Hill. So with that being said, I think that I purposely didn't use black because I thought we were a brotherhood. If they're making money over there, I'm gonna support it. If they're doing a meet and greet, I'm gonna tell people to go support it. We actually promoted it on this platform. Do I agree with what they say sometimes? No. Do I agree with them sometimes? Sure. But I don't take money intentionally take money out of their pocket. And if we are a brotherhood, period. If we say we brothers, then we should act accordingly. You understand? I understand with disagreeing. But to destroy a man till he ain't shit, knowing it affects your brother's pockets, is wrong. Fighters are not in this brotherhood that we're in. These fighters are not invited. Do you think if Willie Lump the fighter came in here and said, Fred, you need to do it like this, you need to get rid of all this, how you think Fred would respond? Nigga, get the fuck out of here. I don't need you, nigga. Oh, nigga, bye. And I think that's where we should be. That's it. Because if we can do it for Devin Haney, why can't we do it for one of our brothers?
It seems like you because you're saying the box.
I didn't use black.
No, I'm not saying black. I'm saying using Devin Haney. He's a boxer,
right?
All right, to justify.
I get your point.
Yeah. So, I mean, you just got some people don't like what Terrence Crawford did, man. They probably not even thinking intentionally hurt Blue Blood,
but Blue Blood is not responsible for that.
Right, but I mean, he's just in the fire. I mean, it's like casualty of war, bro. I mean,
okay. Well, if it's casualty of war, then we could okay. I get it. It's collateral damage. You mean?
Yeah, collateral damage. Yeah, man. I mean, it's just, damage. I mean, Terrence. I mean, they probably should have thought of how to do that a little bit cleaner before they did it, and then it wouldn't be that collateral damage, But that's all I can say. I mean, because. I mean, it is what it is now, man. I mean, they did it. They're going through with it, and all you can do is hope for the best.
I just think it's I wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't, if I knew you were doing something, I wouldn't destroy what you're doing. I wouldn't destroy. You sell cars for a living. I wouldn't step in front of you. Toyota. You sell all Toyotas. Toyotas are the worst cars ever. I wouldn't do it. I literally wouldn't, and it's just, I mean, we all know the truth, but we're afraid, that's why I use the term brother. It's not about black. It's the people you spend the most time with. I spend a lot of time with Jerry, an hour every night on the show. He comes in. I only knows he's white when he opens his mouth. Like no, but the point I want to make is like I won't get in front of him. You understand what I'm saying? Like there's or anybody else. It could be BFTB. It can be Money Brown. It could be Blue Blood. I'm not getting in front of them. I'm going to disagree with them, but I'm not going to destroy their market. I wouldn't do it.
All things equal. But everybody's just their tactics and the way they handle business is just not going to be the same across the board. You understand what I'm saying? Because you got a car dealer that will tear down another person's car or that dealership, and then you have another person they're not going to do it that way. They may just say, hey, that's their price. This is my price. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, if they're talking about the same car, or they may just talk in general
I'm done
about some
talking
of
about
it.
it after tonight. I'm done
Yeah.
talking about this shit after tonight because I
Yeah.
just sit back. I just sit back and just marvel. Like I'm done talking about it because I'm done. People gonna do what they do. But
That's it.
yeah, people gonna do what they do. But just know.
You know what you could do though, Fred?
Yes.
To counteract that is
What's
you can promote Blue Bud and Black Prime, Terrence Crawford's fight. That's gonna counteract.
I'm gonna promote it. I'm gonna promote it because I think it's important. Because like you said weeks ago, it adds more boxing, right? You're a fan of boxing, right? That's how you say it, right? So it makes it competitive. If they come in the market and is competitive from a fight competitive standpoint, then it's going to enhance PBC. It's going to enhance Top Rank, and they're going to have the fights. I think Top Rank is doing an above average job. You know, I think Top Rank has had a really good year this year. I think PBC had a medium year, you know, not good, just before good, you know, because I mean, they haven't really had any good fights, you know, outside of Lubin and what's the other guy? Lubin, Fundora, Earl Ugas. And I think
I'll disagree with you on that though. I think that they
Fulton and Fulton and Figueroa guy was a good fight. I think outside of that, I think it's just been predictable fights.
I think PBC has had the two best cards of the year, right?
Who's that?
Charlo and Spence. Okay. But I think
forgot about the Charlo Castano.
They didn't have enough.
I appreciate
didn't have
that.
enough
I appreciate
good fights. You understand what I'm saying? So but you know, so even though ESPN didn't have like the best fights, they had, you know, what I would say more of that B class. And I'm not talking about as far as the fighters. I'm just talking about the bigger fighters. You understand what I'm saying? Like or even because I mean, I guess you could put Spence in there as a big fight, and I would even put Castano and Charlo in there as a big fight. You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
I just don't think that ESPN has had those type of big fights this year.
Yeah, I don't forget we got Joe Smith, Artur Beterbiev. You know, we had Shakur and Oscar. You only can make the best fights. You can't predict what happens when they fight. You know, and I don't know who else they had. You know, they had Devin and Kambosos one. I think Kambosos 2 was the dud, but you know, you got so I think that you know, and but the one thing about Top Rank that I like, I know what's next. That's it. Like I love the fact that I know Top Rank is predictable. I like it. I like going to McDonald's and knowing I'm going to get a number one. I like going to Burger King and knowing I'm getting a Whopper with cheese. I don't like an unpredictable. On Tuesdays we don't serve burgers. We only serve chicken sandwiches. I don't want that shit. Nah, just you know, like who gets mad when they run out of when the ice cream machine is broke at McDonald's? You stand in that motherfucking drive-thru for 15 minutes and the ice cream machine is broken. God damn. Oh my God. For real? And then you got to drive another 3 miles to another McDonald's, you know? So I like that about Marshall and Marshall, don't forget that. But
that's what I was gonna say. That was the biggest fight for ESPN.
Yeah, that was a great card. Now, what I will say before I think Jerry's biting at the bit, is PBC has the most recognizable names. Put them against each other. Fuck it. See what happens.
That's the problem. They don't want to fight each other. Either it's because they can't get enough money, or it's because you know they scared to lose that O.
Man, fuck that O, man. Become legendary. It's just what I say, man. It's just what I say.
That was the best thing that could have happened to Jamel Charlo. He lost that O.
Yeah, now he's free now. He definitely feels more free. I would agree.
All right, Fred.
Appreciate you.
Fred?
Yes.
I don't really have a lot to say directly to that subject, but to a related subject, a little bit more personal regarding your show here. And man, if I'm off base, tell me I'm off base. But when I got in here tonight, there was 6, 7, 8 people on the panel. Maybe it's just coincidence. I was on there, and this one and that one. Seemed like a bunch of them dropped off. Fred, I want you to know that I don't call your show to start any trouble.
I don't think they dropped off because of you. Nobody dropped off because of you, Jerry. No,
Okay,
I can
well,
guarantee you that.
know,
I can
brother.
guarantee you that.
Okay,
Well, if they do, it's their problem. Well, man,
I just want you to know, Fred, that if I cause that effect on your show, and you told me that, man, I wouldn't call in. I don't want to mess up anybody's thing. If it has
no
that
one
effect. I want
cares.
you to know it.
No one cares. No one cares about.
Okay, you're very fair. I feel like I found the home to talk boxing on your show here. I love how you moderate. You're very fair. Let people talk. You try to pull the reins on people when everybody's just going crazy, like sometimes happens. So I love the way you moderate. And but your show, like any other show, we talk boxing, then we talk social topics. And I found that since I started involving myself in these YouTube shows, I don't know, maybe because I'm a white guy and I'll speak my piece about social subjects concerning black folks, a certain amount of these guys think that I'm trying to start trouble by doing that. But I can assure you, I'm not. I'm just giving, my honest opinion on things. And maybe it's because I'm speaking freely on it that they get offended. I'm not really quite
offend
sure.
them, Jerry. Offend them. That's all I can say. Offend them. It's your truth. And Natasha ain't been in here in 2 years. I appreciate Natasha coming home. And but yeah, offend them. Like I'm going to. I remember when I was in college, man. I probably offended so many non-black people because we carry these stereotypes. Like, this is what a black man should listen to. This is what we should eat. This is how we should sound. This is how we should interact. You understand what I'm saying? And now, I'm to the point where I think freedom of speech is so important. And if you don't know, you don't know. And if you know, you know. And it is what it is. I don't know what it's like to live in white skin, Latino skin, Asian skin, I only can see it through my lens. And you're always going to have that mesh point. You're always going to have a mesh point. With a black person, you're going to have a mesh point.
Sure.
With whatever. So it's always going to be a mesh point here. It's always. Every night it's going to be a mesh point where people are going to agree and disagree. And that's why people come here. Because like, what they going to disagree on tonight? That's it. So who gives a fuck?
Sure.
If they don't like you, leave. Because I didn't say, oh, you can't talk. Man, fuck that shit. Man, we here. I purposely don't have guests on, because I like this format now. Like I'm in love with this format, and I like it. So
I love how you moderate, brother. I love your fairness, and what you just said there to me only coincides with the consistency that you display, because that was what I was hoping you would say, because that was the fair and correct answer. And, one thing I will also add to that, I'm kind of glad, even though we're not going to see Earl and Bud fight this year, I'm kind of glad that they moved on, because frankly, I like a good debate as much as the next guy, right? But the last 5 months of people at each other's throats over this fight has caused more dissension. I don't mind hyping the fight, the intimate, none of that, man. But you got people giving each other death threats and shit just getting totally out of control based on hearsay, really. Most of it is just hearsay.
Right.
The fight ain't going to happen right now. Okay? One thing people got to realize is Earl Spence has a promoter and a network. At least right now he does. They're going through some things, that's clear. But Bud Crawford doesn't have that. 6 months of negotiations is enough, man. If he got an offer, if that offer is valid, $10 million to fight that guy, man, he'd be a fool not to take it. I can't be mad at him. I'm disappointed, we all are, you know. But hell, you can't be mad at that guy for going to get that bag
Man.
against an opponent like that. You know, I don't blame Earl Spence neither. Just, you know, people a lot of times don't know how to handle their frustrations, right?
Right.
They're frustrated, and then they do like what you was talking about there, what you was just talking about. They go personally attacking and tearing down, and even to get into the pockets of an individual, which it's just not fair. You know, control your emotions and your level of disappointment, and move on, man. You
Right.
know, just move on with it.
Right. Right. No, I can attest to that. And I think that's why we're here, man. I mean, at the end of the day, I think we all add value, you know, and that's the beauty of it, because it's gonna every night is somewhere between 2,000 and 4,000 people that watches this show, right? And so you're speaking for somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? And then 6 months later, they may call in and add to the show and so on. Like, I'm speaking for a demographic. Like, for example, I'm not black enough for the quote unquote black people, but I'm too black for the non-black people. So I'm so I'm somewhere in like this lost land. Two people. You understand what I'm saying? You understand? And I don't give a flying fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be me. You understand? And that's just the reality of this thing, you know. So
I'm the same way. I like you and I like your show, so I wouldn't want to do anything to hurt the show. You know what I mean? I want to be me, and I'm going to be me. But I don't want to do anything to hurt the show. I just, you know, I guess it's probably just me being a little too sensitive.
Yeah, you're being sensitive. Yeah, you are being sensitive.
With Deacon there a week or so ago, I felt personally attacked by him, not by you, because again, you're always fair, and what he was saying about me, I've heard a couple other times before, and so yeah, I guess a little bit sensitive to it. So apologies for that.
No,
but you got a great show, man, and like I say, I love the way you moderate and the consistency. That's what I like. Plus, as a lot of guys have these YouTube channels, and right away they're out the gate just yelling at people and just all worked up and stuff. And I never get that from you. You're very consistent again with how you talking about things. Even if you're passionate about something, you don't raise your voice usually or get worked up to incite argumentative debate and all that junk. You know, I got no time for channels to do that. And I know you like Blue Blood. I'm not such a big fan of them myself for various reasons, but one of the reasons is every time I tune into his show, not every time, but a lot of times, he's yelling at somebody. Somebody disagreed with him, and he goes off yelling at them. And I find that intellectually shallow. But I do understand that, you know.
Final words, Jerry. You want to put that with your closing remarks?
Yeah, that's all. But great show, Fred, and yeah, salute to the panel.
Appreciate you.
All right, brother.
All right, yeah.
What's up with that though? Where you know, like, because I mean, I like some stuff that Ego does, you know, because it seems like he really does a lot of research, but all that, you know, I mean, if you're trying to build your show and you know that the more subs you have, if you have one of those what did you call it when you're trying to get money off the show? Monetized shows.
Yeah, monetization.
Like why what's the point in timing people out, shots, bragging about it, you know, timing them out, blocking them, block them.
He does say that. He does say that. He go block them. Yeah, that's his thing. He loves to do that. That's who he is, man.
That's one of the main reasons why I don't really I'll look at his recorded show, his recorded clips, but like his live shows, like I can't do it. It's just too much of that, and too much of that patting yourself on the back all of the whole time, you know. And Blue Blood does like to do the same thing, but not as much. You know, he's not so bad. But I can't hardly. I have to skip past Blue when he does his recordings, his videos. I have to like fast forward it because he's gonna give you so much of that third, two-time champion. There's all these accolades, man. It's like, God, dog, man, I know who the guy is. Just tell me what you know. And I listened to TBV, but that guy, they're making the callers that call in pay either some kind of subscription or pay just to call in, and then they only have a certain, like a minute or 2 or 3 minutes to talk. As soon as they start talking, they just start talking over them, arguing with them. You're stupid, and hanging out. I'm like, God, dog, boy, y'all ruthless. Y'all get the people money and then won't even let them get off. I was thinking about doing that shirt. I'm trying to give you some time. Let them get off. I like
let
that.
them get off. Yeah, let them get off. I love the dialogue. Like I love the dialogue. You know, so I actually like when y'all just take over the show. Be honest with y'all, and I just sit back and watch. Honestly,
yeah.
You know, so it's actually fun that way. You know, so but yeah. We'll be back tomorrow.
All right, Fred. Good show, man.
Oh, I appreciate you, dog.
All right, peace, Fred. Peace, everybody in the chat.
I appreciate you guys coming through, man. And yeah, man. And let's play this song, man. Do I gotta throw some boxes away tonight? I don't know, but let me check. I think we're getting close to being done with the house. I mean, not done with the house. We still got to do something, but I think that it's definitely acceptable now. I can have guests over now. They got a place to sit. They got a table to put their drink on, you know. The wires are hidden, you know, so it's definitely the home is user friendly now. Now we got to put the plants in and the pictures, the family pictures, to make it feel like a home. You know, it don't feel like a home yet, you know, because we ain't got no family pictures up. But maybe that'll be during Christmas break. You know, I ain't got to take the kids to school. I can just start putting up pictures. You know, you better tell them, Saul, this is the best channel for boxing. You know what I mean? I think everyone adds something, man. You know, I do. Even the channels that hate me. I think 50% of the boxing channels hate me, and that's cool too. You know, maybe more. I don't give a flying fuck. You know, so yeah, man. I think it's just important, man. I think it's important that we learn how to disagree and not disrespect. I had to learn that, you know. I had to learn that for sure. I definitely had to learn that. I think we all go through that, you know. But I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Working on 9 Wives completely held me accountable, man. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. It really did. Really did. I'm like, if this man, dude, his character was just amazing. You know what I mean? I'll just say that, man. You know, Malcolm's character was amazing. Or El Haj Malik Shabazz, El Shabazz. You know, yeah. Yeah, man, I'm done talking about that blue blood stuff. So we'll just move on, and people just do what they do. But it's gonna be a contradiction. You know what I mean? That's all. It is what it is. And I think Devin beats him 60-40. I think Bob is gonna make that fight. Maybe I'll call Bob tomorrow. I don't know. Depends on how I feel. I'll be home working all day. Tomorrow's the day before the first, so I gotta prepare some stuff. Yeah, so yeah. And but yeah, this was an awesome show. L, drive safe, L. Appreciate you, Rashad. You were at work. Appreciate y'all. Mex pulled out. Yeah. Final round. Life's a play with no rehearsal. First no, cause the devil is a lie. Eh? I'm telling you the truth. Eh? It's all in what you do. Hey, do hey, hey. Appreciate y'all, man. Hopefully Kyle will be in tomorrow. I know he's working tonight. Hopefully he gets home safe to his family. And we good, man. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Mañana, guys.